I mean, he had very little clearance between the front of his rotor and the back of the tail rotor with those trees right there, and they just did it. They're just so good. This GE minigun is a fearsome weapon, not designed as an infantry weapon.
No?
By any stretch of the imagination.
It's usually a helicopter mounted.
It would be mounted in the door of a helicopter or in a gunship, a fixed-wing gunship.
Is that a real one, or is that
That's a real one.
It's been blank adapted, of course.
It was adapted for blanks, and it was detuned. They normally fire at 6,000 rounds per minute, cyclic rate of fire, and it's been detuned down to 2,000.
Is that so Arnold can hold it, I would imagine?
No, it's so that you actually can see discrete flashes coming out of it. Otherwise, it's just a solid column of fire, which is why in Vietnam they called them Puff the Magic Dragon. And the amount of destruction that it's doing in this parking lot is probably much less than what it would have really done. Now, the guys who owned it really didn't like that shot.
They just dropped it on the ground like that.
I said, he's a Terminator. He doesn't care about it once it's empty. He's going to drop it. And they said, well, can we put a pad under it? I said, no, you'll see the pad. I was not their favorite guy that day, but fortunately it didn't damage it.
Dropping a GE minigun on the floor, I don't think is
like this.
Really
human casualties 0.0.
Yeah.
Like you could have 0.1 casualties.
Well, you could have wounded somebody.
Well, it adds a sense of precision.
Yeah.
We tried it with just 0 there, and it looked stupid. So. I have to say Arnold's pretty fearless when it comes to gags like that, where he's just walking through squibs exploding all around him. He just, he just does it, and all the stuff goes off. He didn't even blink in this film. The first film, we got into trouble because he blinked a couple times when blanks went off or when squibs went off. But in this film, he had managed to, I don't know, through auto-hypnosis or something, he was no longer blinking. See, this is the Gordian knot.
Yep.
Alexander the Great slashed the Gordian knot with his sword instead of trying to untie it. So while the scientists of the world are trying to figure out the best way to take the cylinder, out, the Alexander the Greats of the world just smash it on the floor and get on with it. At least some of these guys were real swats.
Yeah,
so I think maybe not the one that's pointing his muzzle at the back.
This guy right here with the
gray
gray hair, that guy.
Yeah.
Center frame, second guy in.
I'm not so sure about that because they're not supposed to point their muzzles at each other's backs while they're going like that.
He might not have liked that actor or something.
Maybe not.
I don't know. But it was a gray-haired guy. I remember talking to him that night.
Right.
A long time. I think that was him.
So this scene upcoming here, I got a piece of shrapnel in my arm when all the SWATs opened fire inside the room.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's still there.